Hey guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Cleaning Gaming PCs. Here for you guys today, we got this gaming PC that we're going to be detailing and cleaning, giving it a brand new look. By the end of today's episode, you'll be seeing a big transformation for this computer. So we pulled off the graphics card off camera because the latch here, as you can see, the one that secures the GPU in place, was really difficult to come out. So I had to play around with it like about 5 minutes because it was pretty narrow from the top end. I couldn't get anything, so I had to get some sort of plying tool, which it did somewhat help. And yeah, the graphics card is out. We're going to be continuing on stripping it down so we can get the motherboard out. That we released all the cables that we needed to get the motherboard out. Now we're going to be moving on to unscrewing the motherboard from its case. That we release the motherboard from the case, we'll be moving on to taking off the SSD, removing the power supply, and removing the back fan, since we're going to be cleaning the case also. So yeah, let's get right into it. Now that we took everything out of the case, now it's time to strip everything down to its bare bones so we can get ready for the blowing process. We're going to start with the motherboard. Now that we've stripped down the motherboard to bare bones, we're going to be moving on to removing the CPU from the motherboard. Now that we've done the motherboard, we're going to secure the motherboard in place. Now that's separated the GPU, we're going to be moving on to the final thing, which is the power supply. Now that we took apart the power supply, we're going to be moving on to the next step. Now that we pulled everything apart from the case to the power supply and everything else following it, we'll be moving on to the blowing process, which we get a vacuum, blow off all the dust, preparing it for the deep cleaning process. So yes, let's get right into it. Now that we've completed the blowing process, we'll be moving on to deep cleaning all these parts. The parts that we'll be doing off camera are these guys right here, the case panels and the case itself. So I don't bore you guys out with repetitive stuff. So the rest, other than this pile, the case panels and the case itself, we'll be doing on camera. So let's get right into deep cleaning. Now that we came back from the deep cleaning process, we'll be moving on to reassembling everything. But there was an issue we ran into relating to the deep cleaning process, which I figured after I recorded that the video files were corrupted for the deep cleaning process. And I do apologize for that, but that's alright. We'll be moving on to the next step, which will be reassembling everything off camera. So when we come back, we'll be reassembling everything to the case. We'll be showing you a before and after picture. As for now, I'll be reassembling everything and I will be back in the next clip.
2 hours later.
Now that we reassembled everything off camera, now I'll be moving on to cleaning up the setup a bit, and once I do so, we'll be coming back and you'll see in the next scene where we put everything back into the case. Now that we reassembled everything back to the case briefly, we didn't plug in everything like front panel and everything since we needed this PC for the next video of building PUBG gaming PCs for a profit. I just did it enough so we can get a good look of the before and after, which will be here right now. You see the before, now you can see the after. As you can see, very clean, looks frankly brand new. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Please consider liking, subscribing, comment down below if you have any opinions, whatever the case may be. I'll be responding to every single one of you. Other than that, today's episode, peace.